That was a cheesy drum roll. This is the start of episode number 9, the end of the third round here. I am joined by the highly esteemed master of the draw. First matchup here today is number 8 overall seed, Chicago, United States. They're facing off against number 63, Guangzhou, China. First category, please.
Average high temperature.
The Windy City. That's an average high monthly temperature of only 15 degrees Celsius. Colder than I thought it was. Guangzhou, 28.06. That is closer to 23. And they're closer to the next round. They're up 1-0. Second category.
Highest elevation.
Highest elevation in Chicago. 182 meters, not very tall. Guangzhou, not very tall. Only 21 meters. We're tied at 1. It's getting interesting. Third category, please.
Annual rainfall.
Chicago, pretty standard, run-of-the-mill, 937 millimeters per year. Guangzhou, very wet, actually, by global city standards. 1,692 millimeters per year. They're up 2-1. Did they finish the upset in 4?
Population.
This is the highest ranked city to fall so far. Number 8, Chicago, 2.7 million in population. Guangzhou, 18.7 million. Guangzhou to the 4th round. Continuing here with more round 3 action. Well, number 42 overall, Sao Paulo, Brazil, facing off against the seeded number 28, Frankfurt, Germany. First category, please.
Best flag.
This is one we love to see. These are both rather nice. The Frankfurt am Main flag is the Polish flag, but with a vertical bar to the left and what looks to be like a copy of the Polish coat of arms. I guess I thought they were in Poland. Still looks pretty nice. The flag of Sao Paulo has an off-centered cross, but the cross has nice pedestals on the end, very stylish. I like the circle, I like the red and white. I know I don't usually like the white backgrounds, but this is very clean. And because this isn't a Polish knockoff by a non-Polish city, I'm going to give it to Sao Paulo. They're up 1-0. Can they make it 2?
Largest urban park.
Largest urban park, Ibirapuera Parque. 390 acres out there in Sao Paulo. Very nice lake, very nice park. The Nida Park in Frankfurt is 415 acres. It's 25 acres more. They're tied at 1, going to the 3rd category.
Average high temperature.
Well, we have a city right here, facing off against a city right there. Average high temperature, 13.58 Celsius in Frankfurt. 24.83, very close to the 23 target. Sao Paulo up 2-1. Are they winning in 4?
Purchasing power.
Those living in Frankfurt have a purchasing power that is 267 times as high as those living in Sao Paulo. We're going to category 5. Who takes it?
Cost of living.
As we all know, if you lose purchasing power, you do win cost of living. $4,000 worth of goods in Frankfurt would only cost you $1,912 in Sao Paulo. That only costs Frankfurt the entire matchup. Sao Paulo to the 4th round. Hey, looks like we have ourselves a 3rd China versus India matchup here in the 3rd round. This time it is number 98, Suzhou, China, facing off against number 119, Kolkata, India. What is category 1?
Purchasing power.
No surprise here, China is still stronger than India. Suzhou purchasing power 38.9% higher than it is in Kolkata. Category the second.
Largest urban park.
The largest urban park in Suzhou is Xishan, which is Lion Mountain Park, 183 acres. A surprising twist. Somewhere in India actually has a very large urban park. The Maidan, 988 acres out there in West Bengal. We're tied at 1. Third category.
Largest stadium.
This is one of the smaller, largest stadiums in China. The Suzhou Olympic Sports Center seats 40,933, but the famously named Salt Lake Stadium, officially known as Vivekananda Yuva Bharati Krinangan Stadium, seats 85,000. Kolkata in the lead 2-1. How's the fourth category going to turn out?
Busiest airport.
8 million at the Sunan Shufang. That is not a busy airport out there. Suzhou, the Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, the CCU out in Kolkata has 22 million per year. It's respectable. They win 3-1. Kolkata to the fourth round. Number 52 overall, Lisbon, Portugal. They're taking on the number 9 overall seed, Singapore. How does this one start, Mr. Master of the Draw?
Traffic index.
An interesting choice, to be sure. Traffic index, Singapore, 147.20, and Lisbon, 136.71. Lisboa up 1-0. Second category, please.
Tallest building.
This might be the shortest, tallest building that we've come across. The Torre de Monsanto, only 20 floors tall out there in Lisbon, 120 meters. Tallest building in Singapore is the Guangzhou Tower, 64 floors, 290 meters. We are tied at 1. Third category, please.
Cost of living.
Will the European capital city be cheaper than the Asian megacity? Indeed, by quite a large margin. $4,909 worth of goods in Lisbon would have cost you $8,100 in Singapore. 2-1 lead in Lisbon. Are they gonna upset?
Best skyline.
Lisbon's skyline is not very tall. I guess if you get up on the castle on the hill, you look down at the river and you see a lot of terracotta looking shingle tiles on the roofs. But this is the skyline question, not a matching all the buildings around you question. Singapore winning this one quite easily. Shout out to the Marina Bay Sands. Shout out to a Category 5.
Largest urban park.
There are 2 parks in Lisbon that are the largest park. One is Parque Eduardo Sechi. The other one is Quinta das Conchas e dos Lilazes. They're both not very big. They're both 64 acres. They just happen to tie. Largest urban park in Singapore is East Coast Park, 460 acres in Singapore. To the fourth round. Moving on to the second half of quadrant 4 here in the third round. We have the seed, number 11 overall, Sydney, Australia. They're taking on the challenger, number 93, Wuhan, China. Mr. Master of the Draw, what is our first category today?
Best flag.
We did bend the rules a tad bit, but we don't care. We get to move on. This is GeoRax. This is not the city flag of Wuhan. This is the Iron Blood 18-star flag that was flown during the conquest of Wuhan in October of 1911. The 18 stars represent each of the 18 provinces of China at the time. And as we all know, Chinese cities don't have city flags very often, but this one was pretty cool. The one on top, the Sydney flag, has a lot going on. It's oddly shaped, it's very wide, it's very busy, not coherent at all. What is the motif here? We're handing it to the Iron Blood. We are giving Wuhan the 1-0 lead. Second category, please.
Traffic index.
Well, the traffic index in Wuhan, 132.80. In Sydney, it's 194.17. Sydney, you're down 2-0. Can you bring it back? Category 3.
International visitors.
Wuhan is in a continent with a lot more people, 60% of the world's population, versus way down there. But Sydney gets 4.9 million international visitors per year. Wuhan, a respectable 2.5 million. But that means it's now 2-1. Fourth category, please.
Busiest airport.
And this one's going to tie into the number of visitors per year. Sydney International with 41.9 million passengers. We're going to take that from Wuhan Tianhe Airport, which has 24.5 million. You know what that means? Category 5, guys.
Surface area.
Surface area of Wuhan, China, 1,528 square kilometers. Quite the performance. And you're barely even a tenth of what Sydney is. 12,368 square kilometers, an absolutely ridiculous size for a city. But hey, sometimes it's what it takes to come back from the 0-2. Sydney to the 4th round. Walking into some more third round action, we have number 71 Budapest, Hungary, taking on the number 19 seed Toronto, Canada. How are we starting this one off, Mr. Little?
Best skyline.
Budapest skyline is basically the Parliament building in the Danube River. Toronto has the CN Tower and a bunch of other beautiful new skyscrapers. This was easy. Toronto up 1-0. Second category, please.
Public transportation usage.
Well, in Ontario, Toronto, 24.94% of them are using public transportation to get to work and to school. Quite respectable. Budapest is 46.56%. Have ourselves a 1-1 draw. Category number 3.
Best flag.
Here we have it. Very clear that Toronto wants you to know that it is, in fact, in Canada. Taking the beautiful red maple leaf and putting a very weird background behind it. Why? What is the blue? What is the T? But the wings go up. It's not straight. Anyhow, Budapest with the interesting lattice of the red and green triangles alternating, and a pretty cool little coat of arms there with the gold and red and green featuring all the way through. The color scheme makes more sense. Budapest taking it. They're up 2-1. Did they finish it here?
Annual rainfall.
Annual rainfall of Budapest, only 620 millimeters. Toronto, 853, not too wet, but not too dry. Fifth category, yet again.
Largest stadium.
You have to like the odds of the North American cities here. The largest stadium is the Rogers Center, 49,292. Well, we all know these Central European countries don't tend to have large Puskás Arena, 67,215. Budapest pulling the upset. They will be facing Sydney in the 4th round. It's about that time here. We got ourselves a 3rd round tip for the ages of number 32 seed Houston, United States, Texas. facing off against number 69 overall, Lima, Peru. Mr. Master of the Draw. Let's start it off.
International visitors.
We have Space City, the Bayou City, oil and gas capital of the world. 1.5 million international visitors per year. That's it. The South American city is not supposed to win. 2.5 million in Lima. That's a 1-0 lead to the Peruvian city. Second category, please.
Population.
Population of Houston, Texas, 2.3 million. It's 9.8 million in Lima. They're up 2-0. Are they taking down the seed?
Public transportation usage.
That is a sweep. The embarrassing 5.46% public transportation usage in Houston. It's 29.63 in Lima, and they only have a bus. But hey, that's a sweep. Lima to the 4th round. We're closing the 3rd round the way we close the 2nd round, with the matchup featuring the top 2 seed Mumbai, India, number 53 overall. They're facing number 2, London, England. First category, please.
Gross domestic product.
Well, they're number 2 for a reason. Their GDP is $937 billion per year. Mumbai, pretty respectable, $150.8 billion, but yeah, they're down 1-0. Second category, please.
Public transportation usage.
Well, Mumbai, decent, 28.81%. They got bus, they got trams, they have train system, light rail. But in London, it's actually more than half, 50.42%. Number 2 seed, showing why it is seated so highly. Category 3, please.
Best skyline.
We have the Shard, we have the Thames River, we have a surprisingly high skyline for a European city. You got the Tower Bridge, and unfortunately Mumbai, you got that main gate. You have a bunch of apartment buildings, but you don't really have a cohesive standout skyscraper complex, which means another sweep to end this episode. Number 2, London, going to be facing Lima in the 4th round. And there you have it. We are down to 32 candidate cities after episode 9. We're going to have the 4th round coming very soon. And programming note, no longer best of 5. It will be best of 6. And if there's a 3-3 tie, we got something special in store for you guys. That's what we call a teaser. If you want to follow along with the tournament, the Discord's right there. And if you want to make sure you don't miss the 4th round, you know what you gotta do. You know what you gotta do. Thank you guys for tuning in, for your continued support. Hope to see you in the next one.